For thousands of years, the ocean was the ultimate void. It was a place we crossed, not a place we lived. We mapped the stars and decoded the atom, but 80% of our own seafloor remained a mystery. In 2026, that mystery is being erased by $1 trillion mandate. We are entering the era of the built seascape. The ocean is no longer just a resource. It is the world's largest construction site. Today, we're decoding the blue reset. We'll explore the $3.5 billion autonomous underwater fleet, the controversial birth of deep-sea mining, and the first flood-proof cities in South Korea. This is the final layer of the global grid. Welcome to Capital Chronicles. In 2026, the intelligence boom has gone subaquatic. The market for autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, has surged to over $3.4 billion this year. These are the laborers of the abyss. Unlike the tethered robots of the past, these machines are now fully agentic. They use AI-driven navigation to map the seafloor with millimeter precision, inspecting 100,000 kilometers of subsea fiber optic cables that carry 95% of our global financial traffic. This is subsea sovereignty. In 2026, nations aren't just protecting their borders on land. They are deploying persistent swarms of AUVs to guard the invisible digital nervous system of the planet. If the cloud is the brain, the ocean floor is the spine. But the most controversial shift of 2026 isn't digital, it's mineral. This is the year the International Seabed Authority faces its greatest test. As we scramble to fuel the robotic and energy revolutions we discussed in previous episodes, we've run out of easy land-based minerals. The Clarion-Clipperton zone, a vast stretch of the Pacific, contains more nickel, cobalt, and manganese than all land-based reserves combined. We are witnessing the birth of deep-sea extraction. In early 2026, the first commercial-scale mining trials have begun. While environmentalists warn of permanent damage to the carbon pump, investors see a $100 billion opportunity to secure the raw materials for the next century of tech. The seabed is the new central bank of the industrial world. While some look to extract from the ocean, others are learning to grow within it. Welcome to the seaweed gold rush. In 2026, seaweed aquaculture has reached a market value of $26 billion. We've discovered that these farms do more than provide food. They are blue carbon engines. New research this year shows that seaweed farms are locking away up to 60 million tons of CO2 annually by boosting seawater alkalinity. This is regenerative infrastructure. We are seeing micro-multinationals building circular economies that use seaweed for everything from egg replacements and eco-cosmetics to bioplastics that dissolve in weeks. The ocean isn't just a mine. It's a global bio-reactor that requires no fresh water and no land. The final stage of the built seascape is the most ambitious, floating urbanism. This year, in Busan, South Korea, the world's first sustainable floating city prototype has reached its Phase 1 completion. Project Oceanix is the answer to a global crisis. With 90% of megacities vulnerable to rising sea levels, we are moving from fighting water to living with it. These aren't boats. They are modular, hexagonal archipelagos designed to house 12,000 residents in zero-waste, self-sufficient neighborhoods. These cities produce their own energy, their own food, and their own fresh water. In 2026, the siren song of the coast has been met with a technological shield. We are building the first amphibious societies, where the line between land and sea is permanently blurred. But a built seascape is a contested one. In 2026, the ocean has become a theater of geopolitical rivalry. The same autonomous drones used for conservation are being used for subsea surveillance. The same mining sites used for minerals are being used as strategic outposts. As we industrialize the water, we are importing our land-based tensions into the deep. Managing the built seascape is the central challenge of 2026. How do we balance ecological protection with the desperate need for commercial resources? The High Seas Treaty is the most important document you've never read. It is the constitution for 2/3 of our planet. The story of 2026 is the story of total enclosure. We have mapped the stars, tokenized the land, powered the agents, and now we have finally claimed the abyss. The built Seascape is the final layer of the global infrastructure renaissance. It is the bridge between our survival on this planet and our expansion beyond it. We are no longer a species that lives on the land. We are a species that manages the Earth. To stay ahead of the shifts defining this new era of the blue economy, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Capital Chronicles and join us as we track the forces building a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.